Have you ever wondered why some people seem to glow with energy, while others drag themselves through the day? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's what they put on their plate, every single day. What if I told you that a few simple changes in your daily eating habits could transform your life from the inside out? Stay with me because today we're unlocking the real secret to vibrant health and happiness. Eating smart and living well. When it comes to living a long, energetic, and fulfilling life, what you eat truly matters. A healthy, balanced diet isn't just a trendy buzzword. It's your body's foundation. Imagine your body as a high-performance car. Would you fuel it with low-grade gas and expect it to win races? Course not. The same goes for the foods you choose to eat every day. Eating a variety of foods from the 5 main food groups, fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, and dairy, isn't just recommended, it's essential. Each group offers a unique set of nutrients that your body craves. Fresh fruits and crisp vegetables flood your system with vitamins and antioxidants, while hearty whole grains give you long-lasting energy. Lean proteins rebuild and repair your body from the inside, and dairy products rich in calcium keep your bones strong and resilient. But here's where many people slip up, indulging too much in foods high in saturated fats, added sugars, and salt. And I get it. A cheesy pizza, a creamy dessert, or a salty bag of chips feels like comfort on a tough day. I've been there too. But over time, these comforts slowly rob us of our vitality. They weigh us down, raise our risk for heart disease, diabetes, and other serious conditions, and make us feel sluggish without us even realizing it. I learned this lesson the hard way. A few years back, I thought I was invincible, grabbing fast food on the go, barely touching vegetables, living on sugar-laced coffee. But eventually my body started sending out alarms. Constant fatigue, skin problems, mood swings. It wasn't until I made a conscious shift toward real, nourishing foods that I saw the transformation. It wasn't just about losing a few pounds. It was about gaining back the energy, focus, and confidence I didn't even realize I had lost. Eating healthy isn't about strict rules or depriving yourself. It's about honoring your body, treating it with the respect it deserves, and realizing that every meal is a choice, a chance to heal, to fuel, and to thrive. So the next time you stand in front of the fridge or a menu, ask yourself, am I choosing life? Am I choosing strength? Am I choosing the best version of me? 'Cause you deserve it, every single day. Have you ever stopped to wonder, am I really giving my body what it needs to thrive? Not just what tastes good or feels easy, but what truly fuels your health, your energy, and your future. Today, we're diving into a blueprint for living better, one that's backed by real science, trusted research, and proven over decades. It's the Australian Dietary Guidelines. And believe me, it's a game changer you'll want to hear about. The Australian Dietary Guidelines offer some of the clearest, most practical advice on how to eat for lifelong health. It's not about extreme diets, cutting out entire food groups, or chasing the latest wellness trends. It's about balance, variety, and moderation. Simple ideas, but ones that can change everything. The guidelines recommend eating a wide range of foods from 5 main groups: vegetables, fruits, grains, mostly whole grains, lean meats and alternatives, and dairy products or their alternatives. Each group plays a critical role. Vegetables and fruits deliver essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Whole grains fuel your brain and body with steady energy. Lean proteins like fish, chicken, tofu, and legumes help repair tissues and build strong muscles. Dairy products offer calcium for bone health, keeping you strong at every age. And here's something important. It's not just about what you should eat, but how much. Portion sizes matter. Overeating even the healthiest foods can tip the scales against you. The Australian guidelines carefully outline recommended servings, helping you meet your body's needs without overloading it. One thing that really struck me when I first studied these guidelines was how rooted they are in serious science. They're based on a mountain of credible research, not on fads or short-term studies. Every piece of advice has been reviewed, tested, and proven to support better health outcomes. From lowering your risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes, to improving mental well-being. I remember when I first started applying these principles to my own life. At first, it felt overwhelming. weighing portions, balancing different food groups, remembering all the recommendations. But little by little, it became second nature. And the payoff? I wasn't just feeling better, I was thriving. More energy, clearer skin, better moods, deeper sleep. It was like my body had been waiting for me to finally listen to what it needed. Choosing the right foods in the right amounts isn't about being perfect. It's about building a life you love living. One meal, one day, one choice at a time. The truth is, your body wants to heal, to grow, to shine. All you have to do is give it the right tools. So next time you sit down for a meal, think of it as a gift you're giving yourself. A daily act of self-respect, self-love, and strength. Because when you nourish your body right, you're not just eating. You're building your future. Imagine if there was a simple roadmap to feeling stronger, living longer, and waking up every day with more energy than you thought possible. What if the secret wasn't hidden in some magic pill, but right there on your plate? Today, I'm going to reveal the 5 essential food groups that have the power to transform your health from the inside out. Stay with me, because once you understand these, you'll never look at food the same way again. The foundation of a truly balanced diet starts with these 5 groups, each one bringing its own unique set of benefits that your body craves every single day. First up, vegetables and legumes. These are nature's multivitamins. Packed with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, veggies like spinach, carrots, broccoli, and beans don't just fill you up. They fuel your body's ability to fight disease, repair itself, and stay vibrant. And trust me, there's nothing quite like the feeling of watching your skin glow and your energy rise, just by adding more colorful veggies to your plate. Next, fruits. Sweet, juicy, and bursting with nutrients. Fruits are little gifts from nature. They're rich in fiber and essential vitamins like C and potassium, and they offer a natural, delicious way to satisfy your sweet tooth. Personally, reaching for a handful of berries instead of a sugary snack became one of the most rewarding shifts I ever made. It's amazing how quickly your taste buds can fall in love with real, natural flavors. Then comes the powerhouse: lean meats, poultry, fish, eggs, tofu, and nuts. This group gives your body the protein it needs to build muscle, heal wounds, and keep your immune system strong. Fish like salmon even bring heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids into the mix. And if you're vegetarian like I was for a few years, tofu, beans, and nuts can be powerful, delicious alternatives. Don't forget whole grains, one of the most underrated heroes of health. Whole grain foods like brown rice, oats, quinoa, and whole wheat bread are packed with fiber that keeps your digestive system humming and your blood sugar stable. For me, switching from refined white bread to whole grain options wasn't just a diet choice. It was a complete lifestyle upgrade. I stayed full longer, had steadier energy, and even slept better. Think milk, yogurt, and cheese, but with a focus on low-fat versions to keep saturated fat in check. These foods are loaded with calcium and protein, crucial for keeping your bones strong and your body functioning at its best. And if you're lactose intolerant like a few of my friends, plant-based alternatives like almond milk or soy yogurt can offer the same benefits without the discomfort. Here's the truth. When you build your meals around these 5 food groups, you're not just eating to survive, you're eating to thrive. You're giving your body every tool it needs to fight illness, boost energy, and help you live the life you were meant for. I learned firsthand that real health isn't about restriction or punishment, it's about abundance. It's about filling your plate and your life with foods that love you back. So the next time you sit down for a meal, ask yourself, am I feeding my cravings? Or am I feeding my future? Choose the foods that choose you. Trust me, your future self will thank you. What if I told you that you can enjoy your favorite guilty pleasures, like chocolate cake, crispy fries, or an ice-cold soda, without wrecking your health? Sounds too good to be true, right? Stick around, because today we're diving into the truth about sometimes foods, and how learning to enjoy them the smart way can actually make your healthy lifestyle more sustainable than ever. Let's be real. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Birthdays, celebrations, weekend hangouts, they often come with foods that, let's face it, are not exactly packed with nutrition. Cakes, cookies, fried chicken, candy bars, sodas, chips, you know the ones. We call these sometimes foods for a reason. They're not banned, but they definitely shouldn't be the star of your everyday meals. Here's the key: these foods are fine in small amounts and every now and then. The problem starts when sometimes quietly turns into every day. And those treats sneak into becoming regular habits rather than special occasions. I'll be honest. I used to have a serious sweet tooth. Grabbing a donut with my morning coffee felt harmless. Until it became a daily ritual. Over time, I noticed feeling more sluggish, my energy crashing mid-afternoon, my skin breaking out. It wasn't until I cut back and truly made treats a sometimes choice that I felt the difference. Steady energy, clearer mind, and an overall lighter, healthier feeling. And here's the cool part. When you don't have those foods all the time, they actually taste better when you do. That slice of birthday cake becomes special again. That rare burger on a Friday night feels like a real celebration. And you get to enjoy it fully, without guilt, without second-guessing, because you know it's not a daily habit. So how do you make it work? Simple. Focus your everyday meals on the 5 essential food groups: veggies, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, and low-fat dairy. Keep sometimes foods as the extras, not the foundation. Listen to your body. Enjoy a treat slowly, savor it, and move on. When you flip your mindset from "I can't have that" to "I can have it" when it makes sense, it completely changes your relationship with food. It becomes empowering, not restrictive. Here's what I've learned. A healthy life isn't about being perfect. It's about balance. It's about fueling your body most of the time, and giving yourself permission to enjoy life's little pleasures now and then, without guilt. Next time you're tempted by a giant piece of cake or a handful of fries, ask yourself, is this a sometimes moment? If the answer is yes, go ahead. Enjoy it. Love every bite. Because when we treat these foods as special, they stay special, and our health stays strong. Have you ever had one of those days where fast food just calls your name? You're tired, busy, maybe even a little stressed, and grabbing that burger and fries feels like the perfect solution. But what if I told you that the way you handle these moments could either fuel your body or slowly wear it down without you even realizing? Today, let's dive into the real truth about processed foods and fast food, and how you can make smarter choices without giving up convenience. We all know processed foods and fast food are everywhere, and they're tempting. They're quick, they're easy, and they're designed to taste amazing. But here's the catch. Behind that delicious, satisfying flavor often hides a lot of stuff our bodies don't need. Loads of saturated fats, excess salt, added sugars, and empty calories. The truth is, eating too much of these foods over time can set you up for real health problems. Weight gain, heart disease, high blood pressure, even diabetes. It's not about one meal here or there. It's about the habits we build over time. And trust me, I've been there. Back when I was juggling work, school, and life, fast food became my go-to. Felt like survival. But after months of living on processed meals, I started feeling constantly drained, bloated, and honestly just off. It wasn't until I made small but powerful shifts, like choosing grilled over fried, picking water instead of soda, and downsizing my portions, that I felt my energy and clarity come back. Here's what I learned and what could change everything for you too. You don't have to give up convenience, you just have to be smarter with it. When eating out, look for healthier options. Grilled chicken instead of fried, salads with dressing on the side, smaller portions, or veggie pack sides. At the grocery store, check labels. Aim for options lower in saturated fat, sodium, and sugar. And remember, even small changes like skipping the extra-large fries or swapping soda for water add up in powerful ways. Processed food and fast food don't have to be your enemy. They just shouldn't be the centerpiece of your diet. When you treat them like an occasional shortcut, not a daily habit, your body thanks you, with more energy, better sleep, clearer skin, and a lighter, happier mood. At the end of the day, it's about respecting your body enough to fuel it with what it truly deserves. Most of the time. Convenience is great, but so is feeling amazing in your own skin. Next time you're standing in line at a fast food spot or strolling through the snack aisle, pause for just a second. Ask yourself, is there a slightly better choice I can make right now? Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be better. Because better choices, made over and over again, become better lives. What if I told you that the one thing sabotaging your energy, your health, and even your happiness could be hiding in your everyday habits and you don't even realize it. Sweet. It's comforting. Feels like a little reward after a long day. But today we're talking about the hidden danger of too much sugar, and why making one simple change could completely transform your life. Sugar is everywhere, not just in candy and desserts, but in sodas, juices, processed snacks, even things we don't expect like sauces and dressings. It sneaks into our diets little by little, and at first it feels harmless. A cookie here, a soft drink there. What's the big deal, right? But here's the reality. Excess sugar doesn't just lead to a sugar rush and a crash. Over time, it dramatically increases the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other serious health problems. And what's even scarier, many people don't even realize they're consuming way more sugar than they should. I know this firsthand. There was a time when I couldn't get through the day without at least one can of soda and a sweet snack. Felt like it gave me energy, a quick mood boost. But slowly, I noticed the weight creeping up, my skin breaking out, and my energy levels dropping even lower than before. I felt trapped in this exhausting cycle. The turning point came when I made one small but powerful switch. I started replacing sugary drinks with water. Simple. Easy. Honestly, not at first. But within a few weeks, the difference was unbelievable. Better sleep, clearer skin, more stable energy throughout the day, and even some weight loss without extreme dieting. That's why today I'm telling you, if you want to protect your health, limit sugary foods and drinks like sodas, candy, and pastries. And when you're thirsty, water is absolutely your best friend. Water keeps you hydrated, supports your metabolism, and doesn't come with hidden calories or sugar crashes. It's pure, it's powerful, and it's exactly what your body craves. Sure, treats are fine sometimes. Life should be sweet, but it doesn't have to be sugar-saturated. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. You don't have to live in extremes. You don't have to swear off dessert forever or never enjoy a celebration. But choosing water most of the time, and saving the sweets for truly special moments, teaches you a powerful lesson. You're in control, not your cravings, not the food companies. Every sip of water, every time you skip the second donut, you're choosing a better future. One full of energy, confidence, and real sweetness that comes from living well, not eating sugar. So next time you reach for that soda or candy bar, just pause. Think about the life you're building, one choice at a time. What if something you thought was just for fun could quietly, slowly, be rewriting your health story? And not in a good way. Tonight's happy hour, tomorrow's regret. Let's talk about alcohol. How much is too much, and why finding balance is the real win. For many of us, alcohol is woven into celebrations, dinners, weekends, and even stress relief. A glass of wine after work, beers with friends, cocktails at weddings. It feels harmless, even joyful, until it's not. The truth is, while drinking can be a normal part of social life, it's all about how much and how often. Too much alcohol over time can seriously damage your liver, increase your risk for several types of cancer, raise your blood pressure, and even harm your mental health. And the tricky part, the damage often builds silently, without clear warning signs, until it's already deep. That's why health experts recommend keeping your drinking in check. Stick to no more than 10 standard drinks per week, and no more than 4 in any single day. When I first heard that, honestly, it surprised me. I thought, 10 drinks a week? That sounds low. But when I really looked at my habits, a drink here, a few there, it added up quicker than I realized. I wasn't thinking about long-term health. I was living moment to moment. And here's what I learned. Moderation isn't about sucking the fun out of life. It's about preserving the life you want to live. Healthy, vibrant, and full of real moments, not fuzzy memories and regrets. So how do you put this into practice? Be mindful of your drinking days. Alternate alcoholic drinks with water. Choose smaller serving sizes. Don't feel pressured to drink just because everyone else is. If you can plan ahead, deciding, tonight I'll have 2 drinks and that's it, you're far less likely to slip into the just one more trap. And listen, nobody's saying you have to cut out alcohol entirely if you enjoy it. It's about being smart, not extreme. For me, learning to enjoy a single glass of wine instead of 3 made celebrations feel richer, not poorer. I remembered the laughs, the conversations, the feeling of connection, not the headache the next day. Because here's the truth. The best moments of our lives aren't about what's in the glass. They're about who we're with, how we feel, and the memories we create. So next time you raise a glass, do it with intention. Toast to health, to balance, to living fully, one mindful sip at a time. Imagine if something tiny, something you can't even see, was slowly chipping away at your heart's strength every single day. No pain, no warning. Just silent damage happening under the surface. Today we're talking about salt, and why cutting back could save your life. Salt, it's in almost everything. Not just the chips and fries we crave, but hidden inside canned soups, deli meats, frozen pizzas, and even your favorite sauces. It's everywhere, and it's easy to think, well, it's just seasoning, right? How bad can it be? The answer: worse than you might think. A diet high in salt is one of the leading causes of high blood pressure, which in turn is a major risk factor for heart disease, stroke, and even kidney problems. The scariest part is that high blood pressure often shows no symptoms until a serious health crisis strikes. When I first started paying attention to my salt intake, it was a wake-up call. I realized I wasn't just sprinkling a little too much at dinner. Most of the salt I was consuming came from processed foods. It wasn't the salt shaker on my table that was hurting me. It was the invisible salt hiding in the foods I grabbed when I was busy, tired, or just not thinking. The good news: small changes make a huge difference. Choose fresh, whole foods as often as you can. Read nutrition labels. You'll be shocked at how much salt is in foods you never suspected. Look for low sodium or no added salt options when you shop. Flavor your meals with herbs, spices, lemon, and garlic instead of always reaching for the salt. Trust me, your taste buds will adjust faster than you think, and you'll start appreciating the real, natural flavors of your food. When I made the switch to a lower salt lifestyle, it wasn't about being perfect or feeling deprived. It was about giving my heart and my future a real fighting chance. And here's the thing: no one is telling you to never eat your favorite foods again. It's about making smarter, more mindful choices most of the time, especially when it comes to processed foods. By simply cutting back, you're doing something powerful for your body, lowering your risk of a heart attack, a stroke, or worse. Because at the end of the day, health isn't about giant leaps. It's about the small steps you choose to take every single day. So next time you're about to grab that processed snack, stop and think. Is this little bit of salt worth the risk? Your heart and your future self will thank you. What if I told you that not all fats are bad, and some could actually protect your heart, sharpen your brain, and give you more energy every day? It's true. Today we're diving into the real story about fats, and why choosing the right ones can transform your health from the inside out. For years we were told one simple message: fat is the enemy. Low fat this, fat free that. It was everywhere. But here's the truth. It's not about cutting out fat completely. It's about choosing the right kind of fat. Healthy fats, like omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, are essential for your body. They support brain function, keep your heart strong, and even help your body absorb important vitamins. Think of them as the good guys, working behind the scenes to keep you feeling your best. When I first started learning about healthy eating, I was shocked. I used to avoid anything that sounded fatty. But I didn't realize that by doing that, I was missing out on powerful nutrients my body actually needed. So where do we find these good fats? It's easier than you think. Swap out butter for heart-healthy oils like olive oil, canola oil, or avocado oil. Snack on nuts like almonds, walnuts, and cashews. They're packed with unsaturated fats. Add slices of creamy avocado to your salads and sandwiches. Include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines in your meals. They're rich in omega-3s. And here's a simple but powerful switch. Replace saturated fats like those found in processed meats and fried foods with these healthier options whenever you can. Trust me, your body feels the difference. When I made the change, I noticed I had more steady energy, fewer cravings, and even my skin looked healthier. It wasn't about dieting. It was about nourishing my body the way it deserved. There's a beautiful lesson in all of this. Not everything labeled bad is truly bad, and sometimes the right choices are simply about looking a little deeper. Choosing healthy fats isn't about giving up flavor or feeling restricted. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about adding richness, satisfaction, and life-giving nutrients back into your meals. It's about embracing foods that fuel you, not just fill you. So next time you're at the grocery store or planning your meals, pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I choosing fats that will build me up or break me down? Because at the end of the day, every small choice is a step toward a stronger, healthier, more vibrant you. You deserve that kind of energy. You deserve that kind of life. Have you ever wondered why the same plate of food might be perfect for you, but way too much or too little for someone else? What if the secret to real health isn't just what we eat, but how much we eat, based on exactly who we are? Let's unlock one of the most overlooked but life-changing parts of nutrition: understanding daily portion recommendations. Here's the truth. There's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to how much food we need. Our bodies are as unique as our fingerprints, and our food portions should match that. Age, gender, and life stages like pregnancy or breastfeeding all affect how much fuel our bodies need each day. Think of it like this. A growing teenager has totally different needs compared to a retired grandparent. And a mom-to-be. She's nourishing two lives at once. The Australian dietary guidelines make it simple to understand. They provide detailed science-backed charts showing exactly how many servings from each food group are ideal for different stages of life. Children need plenty of fruits, vegetables, dairy, and grains to support rapid growth. Teenagers, especially during those intense growth spurts, need extra protein and energy. Adults focus on balanced energy intake to maintain health, strength, and vitality. Older adults may need fewer calories overall, but more nutrient-dense foods to stay strong and vibrant. Pregnant and breastfeeding women have special needs, requiring extra servings of certain groups like dairy, grains, and lean proteins. When I first learned about these different needs, it really hit me. Eating healthy isn't just about picking good foods. It's about choosing the right amount at the right time of your life. For instance, an active adult woman might need 5 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit each day, while a teenage boy could need even more to keep up with his fast-growing body. Getting these portions right matters more than we think. Overeating, even healthy foods, can lead to weight gain, while undereating can leave us tired, weak, and vulnerable to illness. I used to think, as long as it's healthy, I can eat as much as I want. But once I understood the power of portion control personalized to my life stage, everything changed. I had more energy, better digestion, and I felt in tune with my body like never before. And here's the beautiful lesson. Eating the right amounts isn't about restriction. It's about respect. Respecting what your body truly needs to thrive. So next time you're planning a meal or reaching for a second helping, pause and ask, what does my body need today? Because when you nourish yourself in the right way, for the right reasons, you're not just eating to survive, you're fueling yourself to live your best life. Ever looked at a plate of food and wondered, is this enough? Too much? Too little? You're not alone. And honestly, most of us are guessing. But what if I told you there's a simple, science-backed guide that takes the mystery out of portion sizes, helping you eat smarter without second-guessing yourself? Let's dive into the real art of eating well. Understanding the standard servings for each food group. When it comes to healthy eating, it's not just what you eat, it's how much you eat that truly shapes your energy, your health, and even your mood. Here's the breakdown that the Australian dietary guidelines recommend. Vegetables and legumes. One standard serve is about 75 grams. Think half a cup of cooked veggies or 1 cup of salad greens. And yes, those vibrant, crunchy, colorful veggies really are the heroes of your plate. Fruit. One standard serve is about 150 grams. That's roughly 1 medium apple, banana, or orange. Perfect for an easy snack. Fresh, juicy, and naturally sweet. Grain foods. Mostly whole grain serving sizes vary a little, but typically range from 40 to 60 grams per serve. Imagine a slice of whole grain bread or half a cup of cooked brown rice or oats. Whole grains fuel your day with steady, lasting energy. milk, yogurt, cheese, and alternatives. One standard serve equals about 250 milliliters of milk, or 200 grams of yogurt. Creamy, nourishing, and essential for strong bones and a happy gut. Lean meats, fish, poultry, eggs, tofu, nuts, and seeds. A standard serve is about 65 to 100 grams of cooked lean meat, 80 to 120 grams of cooked fish, or 2 eggs. These are your body's building blocks, essential for muscles, skin, and even brain function. When I first learned these numbers, it honestly opened my eyes. I realized that my so-called healthy portions were sometimes double what my body actually needed, or missing entire food groups without me noticing. Following these guidelines doesn't mean eating like a robot. It means eating mindfully and intentionally. It's about giving your body what it needs, no more, no less, and feeling amazing as a result. And here's the best part. Once you get a feel for these portion sizes, you start making healthier choices almost automatically. You'll catch yourself naturally balancing your meals, feeling fuller longer, and staying energized throughout the day. Imagine your plate like a beautiful, balanced canvas, colorful, nourishing, and just right for you. Food isn't just fuel. It's one of the purest ways we care for ourselves every single day. So next time you sit down to eat, take a second to notice. Is your plate speaking the language of health, energy, and joy? Because when it does, you do too.